Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall says 22 minutes past 11 on Tuesday night. Back with a few for tomorrow. A lot later than I had expected. Went to town there this evening getting a few bits and bobs. I went into a house visiting and got delayed 3 times. Got delayed first chatting to the woman of the house. That was okay. I was just leaving. The man of the house came in. I'd hurry into the front room, and then when I was ready to go again, another neighbour came in, and we had to talk more horses and more football and more BS. So to the lot later, leaving, and then when I came home, relation pulled up outside and landed in. So I had nothing done horse-wise, so I had to try and look at a few videos, because I got a neighbour's lawn done this morning, got my own out the back half it done, and then came wet after that, so didn't get any bushes or trees or anything yet done, but we'll endeavour to get some done during the week. A few horses ran today, a few horses ran slowly, a few horses ran much slower than I had expected. First horse thing that ran for us was Watermint. It got a 5th. I know 365 paid out. I'm not sure about the Green Bouquet. It was 20-1 last night. Crept into 5th. There'll be a race in it if it gets deeper. I wouldn't like to see it running on good ground at all, that horse. And then after that, to sort of downhill with the 3 other ones. Enthuse won all right. Was horse and a man, as I expected, didn't like the ground. A sort of a forgetful day for betting, but a day to remember, because it was the day that Hookham retired and he's off on stallion duties to Japan for Derby Stud. So a horse that I had great interest in and great affection for the last few years, and only for him we wouldn't have been in Paris a couple of weeks ago. So happy retirement and happy humping, Hookham. And I'd say it'll be a good one. Shout out to John Flynn, he's recently on the bus. I think my great-great-granduncle was John Flynn. As a great, yeah, back the way anyway. He was a cooper by trade. Jim O'Brien is recently on the, first time on the bus. And Reese Loftus said give a shout out to Lee and John. John is also known as Pape. So if I missed any, I'll have a look and we'll get back maybe during the week again. You're all very welcome. Subscribe to the channel, please. Tomorrow, 5 furlong. It says yielding, but I'm not sure. Will there be more cut on the ground than that? And I wouldn't mind it. It's a trappy little affair, but there's a horse there that won for us and was placed for us at good enough money, is Universally. And I was hoping for more cut in the ground, because by acclamation out of a Medicean mare, they'd love plenty of soft ground. It's a 10-1 shot. They're paying 6 places. So I thought at the price that it was late money for the earlier, or late money, it was 10s all over there earlier, but it's 10s, 9s, it's 6 places. There is a horse there. Did we back that step back in time? I'm not sure. Universally is the selection anyway. It ran all right the last time in, because the pace never came back in that race in Cora that day.
The snapper on the stand side, run for us, run from an unpromising position. Sunday Sovereign all out from Magical Vision, Canadian. Sunday Sovereign it is.
And he ran all right before in Navan at an inadequate trip. To 5 furlongs. Needs 6. 6 and a bit of cut would be ideal for him. Ran well at Naas. Navan is similar. To then the tracker in well, let's see. There's a horse running there as well tomorrow. Where are we? And he ran a great race the last day, and I had him. I said before, I said he'd come up at some point. That's Nomadic Empire. He ran in York the last day, and he was second to a horse that had decent enough form, went off favourite, Win Moon.
Oscar running on into third. Win Moon is wandering around, but is narrowly ahead. Nomadic Empire pestering. Win Moon continuing to shift left. Nomadic Empire chasing, but it's Win Moon who wins the Copper Night race.
He's awful unreliable, that's the only thing. And there's a horse in the same race that let us down the last. Remember, I went on Fantasy Master on the strength of him running well at Nottingham before. It was the day I said we'd do a reverse forecast with Spoof. What happened? Both horse Spoof won it. And Fantasy Master, who we brought on board that day for the first time, let us down. So, what do you do then tomorrow? I thought Nomadic Empire would have a good shot at that race. If he doesn't win tomorrow, we nearly forget about him. There's 3 short price favourites tomorrow that have a lot going for them. The first one is Mimikyu, last seen in Longchamp a couple of weeks ago when it was second in the race that or fifth that Cecil's Road won. But it stayed on pretty well, and it has won on soft ground before. But like that was a Group 1.
They're walking home. Sea Silk Road, though. Sea Silk Road down the centre has bounded to the lead now as they race up towards the line. Diva Donna's chasing her home in second place, but chase is all she's going to do because this will not be caught. Sea Silk Road.
I love watching that race because I collected a good few pound of it. But it had won on soft ground before in back the way, where was it? Soft ground in Haydock, won in 2022, beat a good horse there, Time Lock, and it's a stayer. It won a better shad there in a Group 2 last year. It's a 5-4 shot, 6-5 now, and there's 2 maidens in the Curragh. The 2:15. There was a horse there that ran in the Birdcatcher the other day, Emperor of Rome. And if you see, you probably spotted it, but well, we'll see when it got into trouble. That's him coming with the white hat in the Coolmore colours.
On the stand side is Perfect Judgment with Emperor of Rome. Racing towards the final furlong and a half. Back down under's coming there over on the far side. Ocean Baroque is sluicing through the field in the red and white and dramatic entrance, followed then by Gloucester, glamorously Perfect Judgment next. Racing to the final 200.
He's pulled up, finished way back, then he just coasted home. What was Slattery at at all? So the gap wasn't there for him. He was coming in. Like if that was in on the road with a car, it'd be a major accident. Like somebody check and see did he get banned or for careless riding for that. I'd imagine he did. They've Mouth 3-4 days later. It's a 5-4 favourite, and then in the 2:45 another maiden. I was saying I never done this before. Might do a treble. It's a 10-1 treble. If it comes up, is Greek Flower. This is a lot going for it on the strength of its run in Down Royal. Here it is on the outside in the red colours.
The 2 pole, and Jack Red Cloud is driven because Go Sumi looms alongside. Greek Flower almost makes it 3 in line as they race inside the final furlong and a half. Muharar's Girl just needs a gap to open up and is having to be switched there, so it's now getting first run. Go Sumi with the advantage. Greek Flower has 2 lengths to find and is trying to do just that inside the final furlong. It's Go Sumi who's got the advantage, still leads by a length over Greek Flower in that second spot, and it's Go Sumi, a double on the day for Ben Cohen.
But he's rated It's rated 70, isn't it? Rated 70, like the 64, 49, 57, 52. There's a lot going for there tomorrow. Be 10-1 treble if it come up. I never done that before. I was saying there were 3 that I had to be tracker. There's a very interesting race at 4:30 tomorrow or 4:35. It's a Grand Stain race as well in Bath. There's a horse there that we backed before and disappointed for us as Flower of Dubai. This is a great race tomorrow. Campaign Trail as well. That was down the field in that big handicap race. But the last day, it's 11-4 shot. I'll have another look at this again. But this is good enough for him. That's second to Sweet William, only beaten 4.25 lengths. Just third into Edge of Darkness on good ground. But the first time it encountered soft ground, it stayed on fierce well, I thought, the last day.
The pressure, Divine Comedy, Sharp Distinction, far left towards the far side of Imaginary World, and Edge of Darkness trying to get going. Inside the final quarter of a mile, Bunker Bay to Janus and sailing on, now getting more vigorous is Safi Osborne in the saddle. Then in behind that is Divine Comedy. Edge of Darkness has got plenty on, it's sailing on, who just about leads, but Janus is fighting back though. Janus over towards the far side and sailing on, battling this out from Divine Comedy. The first 2 had a bit of a bump there, but Janus is leading from sailing on, then Divine Comedy. And Tajanis is seeing it out really well under Kieran Fallon. Tajanis will win from sailing on in second.
I took £5 for that. In this race as well, that Flower of Dubai. When he was third to Master of Illusion and Queen Emma, and both of them run in the previous race, in the listed race. So if they happen to run really well, that'd up his chances a bit. I did give him, I think to the 2-point win, I gave him back the way, but that's a tricky affair. We will see. I might put up a horse in the morning on that race and we study it a bit better. They're two good races tomorrow at the mile 6. So bash the bookies, over and out.